Joy 99.7 FM.
Well, hello there. It's the first Wednesday in the month of May. Good evening and welcome to Strong and Sassy. Tonight we're celebrating mothers, the ones who wake up early, sleep late, and somehow keep everything and everyone going. She's working, nurturing, providing, holding the home together, doing it all, often without complaint. But tonight we're asking a gentle, honest question. At what cost? Because behind the strength, there may be exhaustion. Behind the smile, a silent sacrifice. So let's talk about it openly. We're doing that truthfully and with heart, right? Strong and Sassy is produced by Mirabel Johnson with assistance from Mavis, and we're live on our socials. On Facebook, on Twitter, and YouTube on Joy 99.7 FM. It's an interactive show and would love your thoughts. So send us a text on WhatsApp. It's 055 11 11 997. 055 11 11 997. Now, if you're tuning in out there and you're a mom, and you feel like you're doing it all, what has it cost you? Send us a text. When was the last time someone truly supported you? Not just, praise you. Oh, thank you very much. You're my mom. Like, did they really, really support you? Send us a message. We'd love to hear all about it. 055 11 11 997. Now, joining me in studio, we have Afua Brachiewaa Obeng, who's Senior Executive Property and Facilities Management. And we've got Ariel as well, the wellness coach. Hello, ladies. Good evening. Thank you very much for joining me this evening. How are you doing?
Hi, good evening.
Hi, aKorfa. Good evening.
Good evening. So this happened to be my first time meeting Afua. Ariel is Ariel. Ariel is Ariel. Like, Ariel is Ariel. But it's so good to have you join us. How has your day been, though?
My husband, I was telling Afua about it. My husband a bit tensed.
Okay.
Mentally, so much decisions to make. So my headspace is like, tomorrow I have about 3 different places to show up for speaking engagements. And so my head is all over the place. So
I can
I was a bit
imagine.
stressed today, yeah.
But we're glad that you could join us today. Afua, how about you? How was your day?
Mine was cool. Work.
Work.
I manage a multi-tenant story building.
Okay.
So every day issues come and we resolve them.
You resolve them.
Yeah.
yeah. Solution-oriented women. That's so nice. Well, let's start from here. When we say a mother does it all, what does that really look like in her everyday life? And you're using yourself as an example because you're mothers as well. So let's start from that side. And I'll start with you, Ariel. What do you think?
Thanks for starting with me. I didn't see that coming.
Well.
Okay, so I was just chatting with, before the show started, I was telling Afua about how having these memories about raising my kids back then when I used to do morning rides to school, pickups, what have you eaten and all those things. And I was wondering how I went through that phase. But the truth is that it was a lot. While you are taking care of the morning, you are thinking about how the afternoon is going to go like.
Right.
While you are thinking about the afternoon, you are thinking about how the evening is going to go like. So it was a back-to-back experience for me as a mother. And I had a lot of responsibilities. I was working 8 to 5 and I had kids, and juggling all that at that time was so much. But I had family support.
Okay.
I had family support, which took off some of the stress. But even though I had the support, I still need to figure out things to be done and how the support can manage to. So you still feel that intense about having to take care of all the little things about your life, the life of the children, a spouse, and then an 8 to 5 job, where once you are in there, you are kind of stuck. You can't think about you so much because the things that are there too are very intense. So being a mother can be a lot. And we brace it well. We brace it well. And it's beautiful to brace it. But like the question is, at what cost? So at some point, I started having a lot of stress, which was leading to depression because my lifestyle was very imbalanced. And that was when I started checking myself. Where am I going? Is this the kind of life I'm going to live for the rest of my life? So that was where I started waking up and realized, yes, I'm a mother. Yes, I have 2 kids. Yes, I have a spouse. Yes, I have family. Yes, I have a job. But there's a me running somewhere in there. And this me is nudging me. I started feeling the nudge. Yeah. This me is nudging me. So I started listening to this me. And that was where transformation started for me.
Okay, we'll get into the transformation bit, but I also like to get Ifua's thought on, how every day you doing it all looks like for you as a parent as well.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Just like Ariel said, sometimes when a day ends, I just ask myself, wow, how did I go through all this? And I just say, thank you, God. Because you are a full-time mother, full-time wife, full-time professional, full-time church worker, full-time sister, full-time daughter, and you are expected to show up on all these occasions. And, when you're at work, you have to focus on work. But sometimes it's not easy because you got to think about your children, their school, what's happening, your husband, So our minds are always, busy. Even when we are sleeping, our minds are thinking, are planning, worrying, anticipating, praying, just to make sure that at the end of the day, everything adds up. At the end of the day, everybody is safe. Your children are safe. You yourself, you're safe. Your husband is safe. Your other, family or other issues, everything is, fine. And it's been a journey. Well, I've always had support as well.
Okay.
My husband is there. I've always had a nanny. And my parents are there. My in-laws are also there. So right from the beginning, they supported. If they hadn't supported, it would be difficult. I don't think I would be able to work the way I work if I didn't have support. So,
right.
Yeah.
But why do you think society glorifies the, quote, strong mother so much? Because you've said so many things. Fine, you do have support. By the end of the day, it all comes down to your doorstep. You need to make a lot of decisions. You're choosing to, this is the food I want to cook for my kids or the family. So a lot of decisions, a lot of things happen with your consent at the end of the day. Why do you think a mom, in the eye of society, has to be a strong person? Why do you think that is?
So, you see, I think somewhere along the line, as women, we stop showing up for ourselves and showing up for everybody. Because we are naturally nurturers, it's an easy instinct to want to nurture, to want to solve, to want to do the things that you see and think this has to be done. But somewhere along the line, exhaustion became something that we cover so that we can show up to show the people in our lives we love them. We cover exhaustion to show up that we are doing what we have to do. We cover exhaustion to show up that we are successful. We got it together. We are great. And that is perfectly okay if you're doing it and there's balance. But if we are doing all this and we are being praised, but there's no balance and you're exhausted in the background, then there's a problem coming at some point and nobody will know. So a lot of women are showing up there, but nobody's truly asking them, how are you doing all this? In fact, today I wish somebody would ask me, how are you doing truly?
Truly, yeah.
Truly, how are you doing? But everybody thinks you got it together. And sometimes that's not the case. We show up, and because we know nobody will do it, we continue doing it. But there's exhaustion that sometimes could be running for days, for weeks, for months, for years. And the cost for that is very expensive. And so the superwoman is what we show out there. But as women, we were not actually also created to be stuck into the doing system like that. And when you hit your 40s going, you start understanding why. Because the system, the body, mind, and spirit for a woman was not created so much into being in that kind of stress continuously. And so I feel that the superwoman thing is something we use on the outside when most of the time at the background, a lot is going on. We want support. Women need support. They want someone to ask, do you need help with something? And I think women also need to ask. We need to be able to open up and ask if we need help, if we need support in any way, so that we will not let the people around us think we've got it all covered. I'm guilty of that. I mean, I show up and I'll show up like I got it all covered. But sometimes, like I said, today, I wish somebody would ask me, how are you truly feeling, you know? So because there's not been good support from society and we are being praised for, you're a strong woman, you're doing so well, we keep showing up and we don't tell people the truth that we wish that today we are not doing anything.
Why do we have to be strong women, though?
So I think it's a myth that has traveled for so long. There's nothing wrong with being ambitious. So what we are saying is it's not about being ambitious, but covering ambition as a strong woman, that you don't need rest. You don't need boundaries. You can't ask for help. You can't say that today I can't do this, or I'm feeling like this. I woke up today and I don't feel up to the day. When we are covering all that truth, then we are showing up that we are strong. And it's like machine. You are strong. You can take it all. So we start hiding the truth because we have showed up as strong, or we've been called strong.
We've been called
strong. So
We've been
sometimes
called
we are
by
growing
who,
up.
Ariel? Let's do a little breakdown here. Because you see, for the longest time, anytime we're celebrating Mother's Day comes up, the running theme is, oh, my mom sacrificed this. She's a strong woman. And it seems to be the thing. And I'm asking, so if the woman doesn't show up in your terminology as strong, or she hasn't probably sacrificed something, does that mean that she hasn't earned the right to be celebrated? Because it's like you have to be doing something before you, and I want us to get into that. So maybe if you can touch on that as well. Why do you think that we have to be strong, we have to sacrifice something before someone out there will go like, oh yeah, that's my mom, she did this, she did that?
For me, being a mother sometimes, in fact, it comes with sacrifices. But it doesn't mean you should lose yourself in sacrificing for your family.
Right.
So you have to know where to set the boundary at. You should know when to ask for help. Asking for help doesn't mean you are weak. It really shows that you know what you are self-aware of your abilities and your limitations. And if you try to go beyond your abilities, you may end up crashing. So for me, like, this is how I see the strong woman myth. It's like a beautiful building's facade, which looks very beautiful outside, flawless, clean, and very attractive. But underneath it, there may be cracks. And because nobody is checking, nobody is inspecting to check whether it's okay, the cracks are there, they are festering, and before you realize, they become structural. So in my line of work, we inspect buildings. So like with the mothers, we need to check in on them, intentional checking in on. If you have any friend who's a mother, you have to be intentional about it. Ask them, as Ariel said, she wanted somebody to just ask her today, Ariel, how are you truly? But she didn't get anybody asking that.
Not the usual salutation though, because sometimes when someone asks you how do you go, oh,
I'm fine.
You ask, wondering if the other person truly wants to know how you're really feeling. Right, I get that. But I also want us to talk about the pressure to be everything. And there's a question around that side about where does this pressure to do it all come from? And we're trying to understand it, but I also wanted to spend a few minutes on that because you see, it's not like there's a manual to being a mom, right? you obviously will have to make the decision to want to have kids. So that's that. But the process of nurturing this child, bringing them into the world and letting them know what's right and what's wrong. And I feel like I'm using society again. Someone will say, oh, society is you and I. But we all know how judgmental society and the you and I people are. So how then are women supposed to do their bit without feeling that there's pressure to perform correctly? You get what I mean? Is it from the society? Is it from culture, family, or within the women themselves? Where do you think this pressure is coming from?
I think it's both ways. Right from childhood, the way we are cultured to as girls, you have a brother, your brother is left playing, and you are called, you have to do this, do that, come here. And so there's right from childhood, there's an imbalance in how we are raised to feel as women and how our brothers are raised home as well. And so there's a lot of expectation that is put on us right from childhood that you're a girl, and then it becomes our way of thinking, it becomes our mindset. So we have it in us already. And then we go into society and we are awarded and told and given appraisals, and you're doing well, you're I've never been late to work, I just say I'm on point, so when you are being given all that, it makes you think, okay, that's the right thing to do because I'm doing it. My mom brought me up and said, as a girl, these are the things. You have to be this, cook, sweep. And you go into the world and then you are being applauded for it. And so we keep continuing and doing it. And then they start calling us, oh, it's her mommy way. Oh, that girl, she's so good. She's so strong. She can, she multitask. Then the terms start coming out. And when the terms start coming out, you're kind of, it feels good at the beginning because it makes you, it tells of your potential, which is okay. But again, you have to assess yourself that in the front, this is what people are seeing. At the background, what am I seeing?
Exactly.
And that one, nobody, can see it unless you show up and tell people, this is what is going on with me.
Okay.
So it started from how we are nurtured as girls. And then when we come out and we are doing it, nobody tells us, wait, let me help you. I'm also a man, I can do it. But they also think, okay, you're the girl, you've been brought up to do this. Then we continue. Then we go working. And so we start showing up like that and we start getting the applause for it. And then we are stuck in it until we consciously become aware of the fact that there's an imbalance here.
Yes.
I can't just be the one in this cycle forever and step back and assess all the dimensions of our life, which I'll say the 8 dimensions of wellness, and say that, no, I'm running on empty in all these areas. Then you are just stuck in the culture or the societal expectation or the mindset you have been given from the beginning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, it's 7:27, and it's Strong and Sassy on Joy 99.7 FM. Today, we're talking about mothers who do it all and at what cost. And joining me to have this conversation is Ariel, the wellness coach. I also have Afua Brachiewaa Obeng also in studio. Now, if you're listening, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Now, what's one thing you wish people understood about motherhood? That's you that you're listening. Would love to know what you think. What is that one thing? If you're a mom out there, what's that one thing that you wish people understood about motherhood? And, who takes care of the one who takes care of everyone? Think about it and share your thoughts with us. WhatsApp is live, it's active. It's 055 1111 997. I will be back in studio to explore some more angles to this, but here at Joy 99.7 FM, we're bringing you Mummy's Day Out, and it's happening on Saturday, May 9th. It's a refreshing escape. It's filled with fun, relaxation, and adventure from peaceful playful paddle boating to the thrill of horseback riding. We've got quad biking, and every moment of this is designed to make your mom feel special. So join in on this exciting safari experience. Take part in fun games and competitions, win amazing prizes, and come face to face with the legendary Ojafokwa crocodile, known as the revered protector. Alongside these thrills, there will be a rich spread of local dishes, refreshing drinks, live music from the vibrant Adrian band as well. And to make the day seamless, a bus will transport guests to and from the venue. Breakfast will be served before departure, and children will have their own games and activities to enjoy as well. And you know what? It's more than a getaway. It's a celebration of motherhood. So join us at the Crown Forest. Single is 800 Ghana cedis, double is 1,500 Ghana cedis. Remember, again, it's happening this Saturday, May 9th, 2026. And to secure your spot, you can do so via Momo 0593 038 832. That's 0593 038 832. And also for inquiries, you can call or WhatsApp Lois on 0591 709 309. Mommy's Day Out, come through and give her the day she truly deserves. And it's brought to you by Crown Forest, Achimota Retail Center, Chic Collection, and Clever Kinky. And we thought we'll let you know as well, as part of our Mother's Day celebration, a little package that we've put together for you and your mom. So come through and let's celebrate these amazing humans who, do everything for us. Okay, at the end of the day, we'll talk about the sacrifice, but also need to celebrate them as well. And Ariel and Afua are joining me to dissect that conversation some more. I want us to talk about, the modern day mom and the parenting style back then and what we have now. Do you think that the support, you mentioned that you've had support, over the period, but I want us to look at instances where you have a very fast-paced life in terms of your work, and you have your children to take care of, you have your husband, and you have your home to take care of. Let's put it that way. How do you juggle all of that? Imagine you don't have support. I know there's a smile and there's a laugh.
That would depend on how old the children are.
How old the children are.
So if they are young, in the toddler ages, what my friends do is that they find schools that don't close at 1 or 2, that close like 4 or 5.
Okay.
So they send their children to those schools so that they can work 8 to 5 and pick them up later.
Okay.
Even when the children vacate, they have to look for another school that is in session doing vacation classes for toddlers. And they send their wards there because there's no one to take care of the children at home, and they cannot bring them to work. So this is the option that they do, and that works for them. But it's not easy. It's difficult because you would want maybe your mother or auntie or somebody to take care of your toddler for you, to give them all the care that they need. Because when they are in school, we are not sure they are getting the care that they should get. So it's not easy, but we are coping.
We're coping.
Yeah.
Ariel.
When she was talking about, let the kids stay in school till 4, and then you close to pick them. I walk a lot. Sometimes I'm going for work at 5:40, and I see kids already entering school, and I'm like, in fact, I almost hit that. I don't get it. No, I don't get it.
The parents have to get to work.
And kids get to school at 5:40.
It's wild.
It breaks me. I'm like, are they the one to open the gates?
For the school to
begin? For the school? So we're putting a lot on the children as well when we don't balance our lives well. Even parents who live home and driving their kids to school and they leave as early as 4:30, depend on the location that they live. 4:30, so the kids have to get up around 3:30 to be prepared and sit in the car, and then they will sleep. I remember when I used to take my kids to school, some parents would come and park early in the school and the kids are still asleep in the car. And these are stress we are putting on the nervous system of the kids from this young age. And so their nervous system start wiring to live in stress because that is the situation. So I used to take my kids to school. We leave the house at 6:45. And we get to school. We leave from Laboni. We get to airport by 7:20. We are there. I drop them and I get to work before 8 a.m.
Okay.
So a lot has changed over the years. But when we are choosing where we live and lifestyle and all that, we should remember that if you choose a particular location to live, you are choosing another aspect of your life to be controlled by that environment. You understand?
That's
and if
true.
you start thinking about environmental wellness, these are some of the aspects you should be looking to balance. So if you choose a location that is far, for whatever reason, you are making a choice that impacts your well-being, which means you can't have enough sleep. Your kids can't sleep because you have to leave home at 4:30 and all that. So a lot of situations become something that we are dealing with. We have no choice.
Right.
Because if you have to get into town before 6, if you don't, you can't get in until 9, then that situation is what is informing the choices you have to make.
That's true.
And it puts what? Stress on you, stress on your children, and all down to the last bit. Children close from school, and if you don't have support, it means they have to stay on the compound till you close and go and pick them.
Up.
So some parents are going home after 5 and kids are in the car. 6 kids are in the car. There was a day I went to the shop to buy something around 7:30, and somebody was with the children in school uniform at that time because they don't have support. The locations they live is impacting their choices. I was fortunate I had support. I was fortunate my kids could leave home by the time they close and come home, and there are people home to take care of them until I close at 5 p.m. and come home. But there was a time in my life where I was working very crazy schedules at the airport where I have to get to work 4:30 or 5:30 every day. I had to find a driver who would drop me, come back home with my car, take my kids to school, bring me the car again. Wow. And then I realized that was too much. Then there was no Uber. I got a taxi driver. But even then, I'll be on the tarmac and we'll be making calls to make sure. And sometimes the aircraft are making noise and I have to run off and go and make calls, have the driver come and all that. Even that, I felt it was so much having to juggle that 3 years of time while I was doing that. That schedule. So the choices we make right from how the lifestyle we want to live impacts how we raise our children. And so a lot of parents find themselves in these situations where they simply don't have a choice. They don't have a choice because the system is controlling every choice you make. So there's a need to assess what we choose for ourselves, because every choice you make comes with a certain circumstance or consequence that may be impacting your health and your well-being. So I would say that the parents who are struggling with these kind of dynamics, how to take care of children, how to make sure they are eating, because some parents pack in the school before children will have breakfast, or they don't have breakfast. So children are learning bad eating habits, bad sleeping habits, and then they grow and then they have all these problems, and then we think it was choices. Choices. Yeah.
Well, that's strong and Sassy on Joy 99.7. I want us to get into mothers, modern day mothers and the traditional mothers and what has changed. So there's an audio we're going to play before we get into this conversation. A part of me feels like I want to talk about it before we play the audio. So I think it might even be tied to what we're talking about, the time that kids, wake up and everything. But this sounds like a weekend, and a child is being woken up by their mom at a certain time. This child feels like the mom has woken him up too early. And this is being filmed. It's been put on social media, and debates. It has caused a debate, basically. So I'm going to play the audio. So you share your thoughts on that one. Okay.
Somebody get awake. Let me check time. 10:38 a.m. 10:38. Why did I wake you up? 10:38 a.m. You want to still be sleeping? I beg. Only my pikin they do this, Sammy. Another person pikin they do how because I don't understand.
I genuinely don't know what is funny about that clip, because when I look at that clip, I see a young boy who is going to beat her up one day. Your son is misbehaving, and instead of you to have a chat with him or to do what you have to do to make sure that he understands boundaries not to cross, you are filming it and you upload it on social media. I just do not understand this craziness of parents embarrassing their children on social media. Your son is hitting you because you woke him up, and you didn't even think of ways that you probably have failed as a parent that made him comfortable to do that. Instead, you took a video of it, uploaded it online, and you are asking us if other children behave like that. No, other children don't behave like that, actually. It's very peculiar to your child because you have not raised them right. You see, some mothers create enabling behavior for their badly behaved sons. Just think about what that boy will grow up to become.
Yes, so the boy was waking up at 10:38 in the morning. And for context, the boy was hitting the mom all the way through, like, tapping her, crying, why did you wake me up at this time? Why did you wake me up at this time? And then the mom ends up asking, is it her child that is behaving this way, or other children behave this way? And so people are concerned. People are like, modern day motherhood, traditional mothers back in the day, because I actually went to check the comments. I'm not gonna lie. I'm, the kind of job I do. I went to check the comments, and you find people saying, "My mom will not do this. Like, you will not even think of doing this in my household." So then people would want to know what has changed regarding, parenting back in the day and what we're doing now, or what our moms are doing now. So I don't know if would you want to start, so we can give to Ariel later.
Okay. So I would like to add that our children are part of the support system. So right from the get-go, you need to train them to be able to help you at a point. They should do house chores. So they have to learn how to wake up early, not only on school days, but also on weekends. Because at a point, they will be your support. They would help you wash dishes. They would help you wash clothes. They would help you sweep. So if you don't train them now and you indulge them, let the house help or nanny do all the work, at the end of the day, when they are old enough to help you, they wouldn't be able to help because you haven't trained them that way. So I think that mothers should see their children as a support system and train them well, so that when they grow up, they'll not depart from it.
Okay. Ariel, what do you think? What are you laughing?
You see that video, that whatever? I haven't seen it. I'm hearing of it for the first time.
Yeah.
And it's funny because really, why would you record this and put it on social media? Number one. And if you wake up your son at 10:30, whatever, it means he's been sleeping like that for a long time. That wasn't the first time. That wasn't the first time. That was not the first time.
Or it could mean that the child sleeps later. I
was coming to that, because they will use midnight bundles. I have a son. They use midnight bundles and they watch their series and their things till 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. And so when it's time to get up at 6 or 5, that's the time they're sleeping. So if this is what your son has been doing, you knew it already. I don't think this video or this incident is the first time it's happening. But again, if you have a son, okay, the other thing I don't know about this scenario is the age of the boy.
I think the boy 8.
8 years.
Yeah, the boy was 8.
Okay, and 8-year-old is hitting the mom. And the mom
was just laughing about it.
It's not realistic. I'm sorry. I'm
No,
sorry.
when you say it's not realistic, what do you mean? Is it that it won't happen in your home either?
No, not that it won't happen in my home. It's not natural that you will wake your child for the first time. It hasn't happened before, and then he will just start hitting you and you're laughing around it. Now, there's so many things on social media that are created as content, number one. So if this is true, and it really did happen genuinely, a son at 8 years will not wake up and you call him and he did this, then the mother should be ashamed to even post it, because it means her relationship with her child has no boundaries. There's no respect between her and her child. If you have the question you actually ask is, what is the difference between how we're raised, what our mothers did?
Exactly.
I was raised in a very strict home. Yeah, I have to emphasize on the strict. In fact, I wish someone would continue the C and the T a little bit
All
more.
the way, okay.
Yeah, maybe Afua can do that. Strict home. Very, very. But it suppressed me so much that I went through some depression, became anemic. But thanks to reading, I found out what it was. And I vowed to myself, I will not raise my kids like this. So I raised my kids in a very authoritative way, but they are open to share with me, and I listen to them and guide them.
Okay.
I don't impose all what I want on them. So they have a very open relationship with me where they can express themselves. Yeah, let me use that. They can express themselves with me and tell me, oh, mommy this, oh, mommy that. I mean, my son can tell me, today I won't go to school, and I can ask him why. And we'll have a conversation. If I'm convinced, you stay home. That was the kind of relationship I had with my children. But I was very strict. Sometimes when my daughter tells me some of the things I did, I'm like, gee, did I do that? I'm like, I don't even remember. I was very strict. But I gave them that conscious upbringing that they can open up to me and I can listen to them. But can you wake up every day and say, Mommy, I won't go to school today? Oh, of course, no. Never. You understand? So I think what is missing between the past and now is that parents don't even bond with their children. So we don't talk. We don't talk with them. In the past, we eat with our parents. We are always with them. But like we are saying now, before they pick you, they are tired. So driving, they are in a hurry to get you home, bath, and then go. So there's no interaction. There's no bonding. There's no relationship. Now, our parents in the park were very strict. We can't talk to them, which was also not good back then because it affected our mindset, our confidence, our self-esteem, and all that. But what is happening now is that we don't have a relationship with our children. Back then, there's relationship, but there was no freedom to express. Now they can express because the advancement in the world makes them, know more. They can express themselves and talk, but the parents don't even have time to listen. We get home, everybody pick their phone. We are eating, everybody's on the phone.
Yeah.
And so sometimes we don't even know our children. So if this thing we are listening is happening for the first time, then the mother didn't know her child. She didn't know her child at all. And so I will still say that the mother needs to check herself, the kind of son she's raising. Because if at 8 years she can behave like this, then she hasn't done her work well.
Right. Well, let me find out from you how you think we can teach mothers to receive help without guilt. And, support is great. But sometimes because, you mentioned the socialization and the upbringing of women especially, you're told to be you have to nurture you. So the way you're brought up is quite different. So you feel guilty when someone wants to offer help to you. Then in your mind you think, oh, you're not being a mom, or you're not doing your womanly duties. I'm saying this with air quotes, guys. So I want us to, like, how can we teach mothers to receive help without guilt?
How can we teach mothers?
Yes.
Okay, I would think that by, first of all, offering it to them, for them to see how it feels like to have the help in the first place.
Okay.
Because some people, think that they are okay, so they don't even offer them the help. But when they experience how it feels like, maybe today your mother comes and says, see, I'm taking your children away, just go spend time on yourself, have a me time. When they experience it, I think that, and they come back and their children are fine, they realize that it's not a bad thing to actually have a me time.
Right.
And I think that there should be more discussion on this topic. At church, at work, there should be sessions for women at work where they discuss these things and let them know that, look, it's okay to ask for help. When you ask for help, it doesn't mean you are weak. It actually means that you know your limitations. So to your question, we should discuss it more at work, at church, even as a family.
It shouldn't be a taboo, basically.
No, it shouldn't be.
Okay. Right. Well, we've got a few messages here. Would want to go through them and then come back to Ariel has one thing that I'd want you to talk about. There's something that you have upcoming. I want us to link it to one of our angles for our conversation this evening. But this message actually is from Vincent in Newly Gone. Says, the way Mother's Day is celebrated makes women with no children feel worthless. This is very bad. Okay. Vincent. Okay. Well, that is actually quite a heavy one. It's true. Almost every time Mother's Day celebration is around celebrating moms who have given birth, not moms who have given their love to people, other kids that are not their kids. So as a people, we just need to go back to the drawing board and look at this differently, because that's a very true point. Very, very true. Well, thank you very much, Vincent, for bringing that to our attention. This one here says, they say women are naturally nurturers. Well, I bet to differ, because it's not a given. It really is not a given. Thank you for saying that. It's something that's learned every day on the job. I guess a topic for another day. That's very true. That said, kudos to every parent that held their end of the deal by being responsible for the awards after birth. It's a lot of hard work until they can be responsible for themselves as adults. I really love this. Thank you very much for sending that one in. Hi, Joy FM. Good discussion and very interesting to hear your guest. Indeed, modding parents. It's very sad to see children go through what they are going through because of career and lifestyles of parents. Some parents have put their career and where to stay before their children, and children are sleeping in a car before going to school. This should teach us even who to marry to enable both parents raise their children well. This is making children develop all kinds of health issues, and they start to blame Satan and be praying in church, disturbing God. Francis in Accra. Francis, I appreciate you sending your message, but really, they're blaming Satan. Okay. Let's talk about women or mothers and what they need to know when they are feeling exhausted, and like what they need to hear. If you're a mom out there, you're exhausted, you're tired, but you don't know what to do to ensure that you're coming out of that state so you're whole enough to be able to give off your best to your family. What would you advise? What can you say?
So like Afua said, I think the conversation needs to be broadened, that women need to understand that the word or the term self-care has been misused for a very long time. But if you truly understand what self-care is, I think it will be your mantra every day. Because for me, self-care literally saved my life. Literal, not literal, saved my life. I didn't even know what I was doing then, that it was called self-care, until my transformation and becoming a wellness coach. But those practices and the intention I had that I will be compassionate with myself, kind to myself, listen to myself, honor my needs at a time where I was out was what saved me. If I was looking for somebody to had said, oh, you are tired, so you are depressed, or you are unhappy, so let me do this for you, nobody would have come, because nobody can tell what you are going through except yourself. So if you find yourself burning out, breaking down as a woman, the first point of call is learning to find alone times.
Okay.
Alone times is so empowering. That is when you can truly listen to yourself and hear your needs and understand your needs. Because sometimes people don't really know, what is it I need? We don't ask, what do I need today?
Because we don't know.
We don't know because we haven't been honest with ourselves that we are out of balance or something is wrong. Once you accept that something is wrong, I'm not at my best, I need something, and you start inquiring yourself, the answers are all there. So I think alone time is the beginning of honoring and serving yourself as a woman. Alone time.
Let's talk about the blooming mama experience too while you're at it.
So yes, this Sunday is Mother's Day, and we have a program at Labadi Beach Hotel called the Blooming Mama. It's to celebrate all the women out there doing so much, like the things you're talking about, getting up 4 a.m., getting home at 9 p.m. and serving everybody. It's a day to serve yourself. We have Uncle Ebo on it. We have Mama T on it. We have Oniri Gifty Auntie on it. We have Selena Beb on it. It's a day of celebration and honoring women at 12:30 at Labadi Beach Hotel for every woman, and it's open to the family, husband and wife, children, right from church. Just comes with a buffet lunch, celebration and encouragement from our speakers, and also every mother who comes will get a special gift to go home with. Yeah.
Okay. So there's the blooming mama experience and there's the sovereign woman retreats.
Yes, the Sovereign Woman Retreat is a retreat I've been facilitating since 2019.
Okay.
Every weekend after Mother's Day is for the woman to take her bag and get out of town for one weekend. So next weekend, which is the 15th to the 17th, we are going to Serenity Beach Resort to have a women's wellness retreat called the Sovereign Woman's Retreat. It's a weekend of rest, reconnection, and learning and inspiring women to understand these things we are talking about, understanding self-care, understanding burnout, wellness, and all the things they need to do, the toolkits they need so that they can empower themselves to honor their needs more. So that retreat is going to be amazing at a beachfront resort. And if you're a woman listening, if you finish celebrating your mother next weekend, Friday, take your bag. Let's jump on that bus and get to Serenity Beach Resort for a 3 days wellness retreat.
Okay, would you like to share contacts so they can call?
Yes, they can call me on 0243 600 899 for all the details. 0243 600 899.
Okay. Now, we're going to get our final comments, but I want to do that after we read these messages. So this one says, very true with what Vincent said. It is time to celebrate women and not mothers. Okay, that's someone is adding on to that conversation as well. Well, so someone will also argue that if we're celebrating women, that's why we have International Women's Day for that, But it's a broader conversation, just as you said, and so we'll find time and delve into that. But away from that, this one says, what happened in that video may be real because in the name of, quote, I love my child and I don't want to hurt him, some parents leave their children to do anything and get away with it. Some other comments like, oh, leave him, he's just a child, also makes their children pick up bad characteristics all the way from childhood and grow with it, thinking it's cool. By the time you want to start correcting them, they begin to think you hate them. Spare the rod, they say, you spoil the child. Good evening, aKorfa, and that's Agbeni Dugbeda sending us that one. We appreciate the perspectives that have been shared today. But ladies, what's one thing you wish people understood about motherhood? That's how I want us to wrap up. And so Ariel will say it, and then Afua, you also let us know one thing that you wish people understood about motherhood.
I think one thing I want women to understand about motherhood is that it is very possible to be ambitious and still have a balance. It is very possible to want to do all the things and still understand that your health and your well-being should be your priority for everything you're doing. And if you're a woman and you can't honor your needs, it means you're putting yourself at risk for the people you love. So if you're a woman and you're listening, nurturing yourself and being ambitious is something you should always prioritize. You can ambitious, but you don't have to be exhausted and out of balance. And you can manage it if you are conscious and listening to yourself.
Okay, thank you very much, Ariel, for that. And Afua, what do you wish people understood about motherhood?
So what I want to say is that motherhood is not limited to biology, like being the biological, mother of a child.
Absolutely.
Once you've dedicated yourself to nurture somebody, guide that person, show up for that person, correct them when they are wrong, I think you are playing a motherly role, and you should be recognized at this weekend as a mother. So let's not limit motherhood to just biology. And we should know that a mother's love is selfless and very deep, but it's both soft and strong. Soft to comfort children when they are hurting, and then strong to also make all the hard decisions. Correct the children when they are going wayward. You shouldn't say, oh, because you love them so much, you leave them to go wayward. So let's remember this and enjoy our Mother's Day this coming weekend.
Okay, well, thank you very much. Mother's Day is this Sunday, and Joy Mommy's Day Out is is also happening on the 9th of May. So call Lois to make inquiries on 0591 709 309. So Mirabel is saying that Mother's Day is this Sunday, so they should be buying gifts for their moms, right? Amara's closet too will not be bad, by the way. I'm just saying. But anyways, yeah. So it's tickets going for 800 Ghana cedis. Double is 1,500 Ghana cedis. We're doing this at the Crown Forest. There'll be lots of activities. So come through with your mom and let's have some fun. And it is actually brought to you by Crown Forest, Achimota Retail Center, She Collection, and Clever Kinky. My name is aKorfa. Thank you so much for being a part of our show. Thank you to our guests for coming through, Ariel, who's the wellness coach, and also to Afua Brachiewaa Obeng, who's a senior executive property and facilities manager as well. And show's produced by Mirabel Johnson with assistance from Mavis, Oliver, and Quick, who made us visible on social media. We appreciate you spending a part of your evening with us right here on Strong and Sassy. We'll be back on your show same time next Wednesday. What is happening? Anyway, so we decided to wrap up with this song from okay, there's a quick message here. It says, well, can I request the same energy we give to mothers? We should give the same to Father's Day too. Fathers are always left behind. Pa, you don't have a problem. You don't have a problem. We will do just that. All right. Enjoy the rest of your evening.